has become part of it. I mean, it's just, you cannot see it any other way. So I just got to the office. I'm going to go throw up, actually. And this only happens every few years when something really, really bad happens or something. I mean, I'm physically going to puke probably right now. My mouth is watering right now. It's because I have integrity. And, I just really need the Trump administration to succeed and to save this country. And they're doing so much good. And then for them to do something like this tears my guts out. And, the left, they're all complicit. They're openly promoting pedophilia. We know they're pure evil. And they'll think it's all funny. Oh, look, Alex is sad. MAGA's tearing itself apart. Your globalist masters literally want you to eat bugs and live in a 5G, 200 square foot coffin apartment. Look at the left. Look at them all posing with their Pfizer shots, looking like dead zombies. I mean, come on. You guys are sick. And so you shouldn't look at those of us that have a soul still and have integrity in pain over this and celebrate, you dumb pieces of fucking shit.
You gotta understand the seasons of our lives. We haven't always seen things eye to eye. We can't go on living on our own. So say goodbye to yesterday. If your heart is with me, then it's better you stay. We're holding on to something. We keep on coming up with reasons to go on. We need a reason to go on. We're holding on to something. We keep on coming up with reasons to go on. I got a feeling, what's on my mind. I never left it undefined. Think you understand that we cannot rewind. Our future could be redesigned. We can't go on living on our own. So say goodbye to yesterday. If your heart is with me, then it's better you stay. We're holding on to something. We keep on coming up with reasons to go on. We need a reason to go on. We're holding on to something. We keep on coming up with reasons to go on. We're holding on to something. We keep on coming up with reasons to go on. We need a reason to go on. We're holding on to something. We keep on coming up with reasons to go on.
All of it. All those videos are saying, yeah, she's seen the videos. It's all coming out. And then now it doesn't exist. I mean, what? What? What?
You're listening.
Yeah, like all the time I'm listening.
WATP.
Close your eyes. We're going to give you a big surprise.
And here it is.
Welcome to Who Are These Broadcasters, celebrating one day without my green screen crashing the whole show. Eric Zane, how are you, sir?
I am well. I'm still like, you know, trying to come to grips with how that all unfolded. It was remarkable. It was remarkable. And welcome to the No Green Screen Club. Yeah.
I don't know how much I like it, to tell you the truth. Yeah. But anyway, I'm Eric, I'd like you to explain how super chats work on this show.
As usual, it's a fantastic way to support the show and get Christian to say something horrible. Make him say something horrible about how he loves his performance on yesterday's show. Make him say something horrible like how he's so happy with Tom Meyer's performance during episode 100. Lambaste him for all that shit and throw a dollar amount onto it. And the one with the highest dollar amount will actually be part of the sign-off of one Christian Bladt. Is there something nutty happening again as we speak?
No, I was switching my Wi-Fi. I have two, and I've noticed the clips were stuttering, and I'm like, great, we're already off to a fantastic start.
Yeah.
People know how the super chats work. Look, is there anything that I do for an hour and a half that's more important than making sure people understand how super chats work?
Well, no, and honestly, you've done an amazing job always at helping this show be prepared. I'm thankful for you. I hope it goes better for you today.
Well, we'll see. And if it doesn't, I hope you've got some great stories to tell, because Royal Oaks is busy today. So
this guy, I've seen and heard this guy.
Oh, Blinky
before.
Jedi, sure, yeah, I'm familiar with Blinky Jedi.
Blinky Jedi has maintained this whole thing. I like your energy. I think you have great energy. Oh my God.
I think I don't fake my energy, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And as far as fake radio voice guy, I have worked very hard to make this as fake as possible. And I'm glad that you have acknowledged that. Thank you very much.
You don't want the real Eric Zane. You want fake Eric Zane. That's
right.
The only one that anyone wants.
Exactly.
Real Eric Zane hasn't been on the local news in Grand Rapids hundreds of times. Fake Eric Zane. They want to talk to him all the time. They want to ask him why he's crying because he saved a man's life. All that stuff.
Yes.
All right. Well, speaking of local news, that's where we have to start.
WATB, who are these local news? Who are these local newscasters?
So you sent me this one. It's about a very specific get-together, and it's a little bit of a long one. This might be our entire local news segment. I love this clip. I don't think we need anything else to set it up, right? We'll just let the news anchors.
Oh yeah, it's perfect for this exact segment, and I'm glad we're starting off with it.
Oh yeah. I want to make sure we get to it.
The average height in West Michigan is a little bit higher this week.
Yeah, Brittany didn't contribute to those statistics, but she does have the story.
I'm sorry, before we even get to the real story, she's just like, all right, well, at least he didn't make fun of my 6 head that goes all the way back to my scalp, you know?
She's like, fuck you, nerd. Fuck you, dork. You're never going to get any of this brown sugar.
Fun fact, that's actually his bar mitzvah suit. And it's the only one he's ever needed. So, all right, let's hear the story. Oh, my gosh. She does have Lieutenant Commander Worf from Star Trek The Next Generation. Thank you to Wired Christian.
Holy shit.
And thank you for not complaining about my low energy. All right, let's dive into the Tall People Convention.
She does have the story.
Toes in the sand and head in the clouds.
I love the beach.
At the lakeshore, Ellen Bayer doesn't have to worry about doorway heights or seats with too little leg room.
I'm 5'22". I'm 6'10", just under 6'10".
She's one of more than 100.
I mean, hang on a
Wait.
second. So the first joke was I'm 5'22" because she doesn't like to admit the fact that she's 6'10". What would possess a normal sized gentleman like you or I to decide they need to climb that tree trunk?
Well, okay, let's take a look at her from this angle.
Yes.
She appears to have like Batman's utility belt around her waist here. I don't know what's going on with that, but that's enough to really, oh God, what a odd looking shape on this fucking Sasquatch ogre bitch.
Well, I think you nailed it there. Yeah. If you have interest in a totem pole with an A cup, this is for you.
Under 6'10".
She's one of more than 100 people visiting West Michigan for the Tall Club's International Annual Convention.
For men to join the Tall Club, they have to be 6'2", and women 5'10".
Traveling from throughout the U.S.,
and
Europe,
both
and
ugly.
Canada, it's pretty much the only week out of the year when these people can see eye to eye.
Hey, what do you mean these people? Come on.
Yeah. The one pun says shaped like a condom full of popcorn. Holy shit, that's fantastic.
That's amazing, the one pun. See, that's why we put the poor chat up sometimes. What is
But you guys are funny. I mean, it's tough to ignore that shit.
Or if you insult me, Zane will put it up. And if you
without a doubt.
If you insult him, I'll put it up. Yeah. Because obviously we have big fans out there in the audience. All right, let's get back.
Just a lot of fun. The people you just get to know, people year after year, and we're like a family.
A lot of long legs with an even
look
longer.
at that dork. Holy shit, look at that dude.
I mean, there's a couple of things going on here, and the Chiron's there covering it up, but he's got the long socks on there.
Yeah.
On the beach.
Oh God, he is fucking Robert Ladlow all the way. Jesus fuck, that's that 8-footer that died. Remember him?
Oh yeah, there's a young bikini-clad woman sitting down on the blanket next to where he's standing. How long do you think it would take him to tear her in half? I say 1.5 seconds. Just like a wrestler ripping a phone book.
Oh, fuck.
A lot of long legs with an even longer history.
A woman by the name of Kay Sumner Einfeld, who is 6'4", lived in Los Angeles. She's working for Walt Disney. God. And one of her jobs at that time working for Walt Disney is drawing dwarves.
After enough teasing.
Save us the details. Shorten it up.
He's like, huh? You get it? She was tall and she drew dwarves. I don't mind him telling that story. Shame on whoever runs the Seven, the program that this is. They're like, well, obviously we need to include that. We don't want to leave that on the cutting room floor, do we?
Einfeld decided to put an ad in the paper, and decades later, thousands of tall people from all over the world have her to thank for the connections they've made.
As you're part of this club and you start going to these conventions, you become family. So these are almost family reunions.
I was in a drugstore and somebody walked up, somebody really tall.
That lady's
walked up
so
to me and
tall.
said, "You're
She's got varicose veins in her biceps.
It's not something you see that often.
Holy shit. Wow. No attractive human beings. These are all, and that woman there, she's probably like 21,
Oh, yeah.
Tall people are like Great Dane dogs. Like the Great Dane has a life expectancy of like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
These women and these men, I mean, seriously, they're the oldest tall fuck is like 24.
Let me put it out to the chat. Would you?
tall, join the club." And I did, and it's been amazing. I joined in 1986.
It'd be like putting your dick in warm paint.
You just would not be able to stir that paint, though. It's just the gloppy paint that's been out all day.
And since then, I've had the chance to travel across Canada, across the States, and to Europe.
The one pun, can't get it up for a frost giant. I am really appreciating the nerd references today.
I think that's Game of Thrones, isn't it? No.
I think that's Thor.
Thor, that's right. Thor.
Loki is one of the frost giants, but he gets adopted. Yes. But anyway, I don't want to impress everybody with my knowledge.
All right, anyway.
And to meet people from all those places.
I love coming here, and I've made a lot of friends, and we want just big, happy family.
And you can believe they're making
Nazi.
Oh, no.
Fuck.
No. I mean, look, again, I get it. If you're doing this piece and you have one of them with their shirt off, you have to put it there. But I mean, look, there's swim shirts. There's a lot of ways to avoid this.
Tall guy, Jesus, he's in like 30 feet of water. It's up to his knees, and he's got these fucking weirdo A-cup titties that are just kind of like there.
Yeah. I want to go back to this guy because you had an observation about him. I do believe that his grandfather relocated to Argentina at one point.
And we want just big happy family.
And you can believe they're making waves as they make their way throughout West Michigan.
If I had $1 for every time somebody asked me, I'd be a millionaire today.
I mean, that voice, you know.
It's all that whole lurch vibe going on here. You rang.
Randy Newman has that song, Short People, you know, and the refrain is short people got no reason to live.
Yeah.
I can think of a lot of reasons why we need short people.
No, tall people. Tall people are the worst.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I might have to ask the opposite of Randy Newman.
They're always limping around. They like their knees fall apart like a tall sixth grader. You know, he ruptures his ligaments just when he takes a dump. It's a complete disaster.
Much fun as they have, the conventions are also a way to share ideas about challenges most people of average height wouldn't think about.
Clothing, we compare notes on that. I said cars, you know, going to the theater.
Everyone needs an automobile, even the exceptionally tall.
Chairs.
No one loves you. No one loves you, you ugly beast.
Ergonomics of chairs and
I might double down and say no one likes
traveling.
Let alone love. No one tolerates you.
God.
This is the 1 week a year he gets to be around people.
The only good tall person is an unalive tall person.
Can you throw that in our t-shirt shop?
Yes.
Sure that we could get that one out there.
Yeah.
But obviously we'll only sell those in extra small.
I think 6'4" is it. And anything more than 6'4", you don't deserve to walk amongst us. Go back to your own planet, Bree.
But we compare notes on all these things and try to make the most of it.
It was Pat Radloff's idea to bring everyone here this year.
I knew there were.
All right, enough Hodor from Prairie
Judge says, all right, enough Hodor from Game of Thrones. Excellent.
Funny free chats will get up on
Great
the
place
screen.
to come, Grand Haven
also
being
pay
one
us.
of them.
But pay us.
Plan mainly family owned.
Oh, this is terrible. My father, Fred, paid off the Stinkfoot doctor. Limping Lurch can't get pussy.
And look at fucking ogre Lucille Ball, or whoever the fuck this is. Look at, there are zero attractive tall people. They're all fucking cretins.
There is a 100% chance that these two are a couple because neither one of them could find a man that was interested. So they're like, all right, I mean, I guess we just have to dive downtown on each other, right?
And if you're a woman that big, the clitoris is probably bigger than Shaq's cock.
Also true.
Michigan themed places to go. Great Lakes Glow Golf, the Grand Lady Riverboat, the Score.
Oh my God, keep going. What else?
The beach theme there.
But planning is a tall order.
We do consider that. We consider bus
Shut up,
clearances,
George
bus
Picard,
bathrooms.
bitch.
They also enjoy climbing up the weather ball and throwing small children off the top of it.
Yeah, the weather
Steps
ball.
to places.
And if you're one of the people who doesn't typically think about these things,
Sure,
you might
that's me.
still be able to find your place with those who
Look
do.
at, they all limp.
Could be our mascot.
They all like what they walk. They rock
all
like a
waddle.
goddamn metronome.
Oh my God. It just reminds me how blessed we were that we at least had one Andre the Giant. You know, one of these people brought us some entertainment, you know?
Yes.
That's,
These people need to be in traveling carnivals. They need to be locked into like train cars and taken from town to town so we can throw shit at them.
you know, in our previous episode, we visited Alligator Alcatraz, and I'm wondering, would you feel okay about Alligator Alcatraz if they just changed the concept for it and it was giant people stuffed into those tiny cages?
As long as you could go there as a tourist destination and do shit like piss on them and.
I didn't think that's where that was going, but sure, yeah.
You know,
So you could
they don't
probably
deserve
tell.
anything. I hate tall people.
Yeah, no, that's a great point. All right, now these two are going to finally wrap it up, and that's not usually what we do with a local news clip, but there was nothing I wanted to cut out of that, Eric.
From my holding out my microphone, I don't quite qualify for the club, but our photographer, Dan, he actually got 2 business cards from 2 different people to join the tall person.
Are you going to start touring the world?
I don't know. We'll have to find out.
Cool opportunity.
I know. It was fun. And a beautiful day at the lake, too. I was kind of sad I wasn't out there just being able to enjoy it. I mean, I was enjoying it. But I was
He's normally not allowed there.
Yeah, I mean, not that part of the lake. There's the other lake, right? There's the pond
Yeah.
that she gets to go to. And yeah, she's like, I would have loved to have been out there enjoying the lake instead of talking to all those freaks. Well, thank you for bringing that.
What do you think is worse, those giants or those fucking ents or little people, midgets?
Little people bring some. There's some charm there, isn't there? Don't you think?
I like little people. I really like Wee Man. He makes me happy.
Oh, forgot about Wee Man. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, he's pretty great. So I think he makes up for all the other ones that look like they've got too many teeth, like attached to their eyes and shit.
What do you feel about Peter Dinklage? Since we were talking about Game of Thrones earlier.
Yeah, he's pretty great. I like Peter Dinklage. And there's what's that fucking comic? He's a little shit.
Brad Williams. He's great. Yeah, he's very funny. Yeah,
he's funny. I like him too.
Yeah. Well, we've got a couple of rapid fire local news videos. It's literally just people badly interacting with animals, although I think I just phrased that in a terrible way. But this is a New York man who this is in Staten Island. It's relevant because of what he encounters in his driveway. So here he is, and there's a turkey flapping around. He's like, oh, I'm going to get in the car and get away from this son of a bitch.
Smart. It knows where he's going.
Yep.
Fuck.
He's running around his car in
what
circles.
A pussy. Just punt the shit out of that thing.
Yeah, exactly. So, and then this one I had to mute because they put hysterical music to it. But this is South Carolina Highway Patrol trying to grab a pig on the freeway.
Oh my God.
The reason why this one's great is that he just grabs its back leg and drags it. And
did he punt it off the overpass like Baxter and a fucking Anchorman?
I hope so. I think that, just imagine what people would have paid for, a few pounds of bacon out of this specific pig, because this is like a famous pig.
Yeah.
I
wanted to throw a Dank DeMoss joke, but the pig looks more like a human being than Dank. So,
it's funny you mentioned Dank DeMoss because we have the last couple episodes, we've been going through her appearance on Vlad TV.
Yes.
And I understand the concept of too much of a good thing, but that's why I didn't play it all in one 40-minute chunk. And it is indeed time for us to visit with our friend Dank DeMoss. But of course, we have to hit a jingle before we do that.
WATB, who are these talk shows? Who are these talk shows?
Now, obviously, we remember Dank DeMoss. We've been showing her recently on this show. This is, of course, what she looks like for anybody who maybe is joining us for the first time. Before we get to our first clip of her, though, we do have to remind our audience of the first obese rapper we ever covered on this program, Dave Bluntz. You remember him dressed like Grimace?
Yes, that's incredible. I remember. Is he still with us or has he died yet?
He is still with us, but he factors into a question that Vlad asks of Dank DeMoss. And by the way, I did find out recently that Kanye put out a song, or excuse me, Ye put out a song earlier this year. And I mean, I really can't say the name of the title. I really cannot say the name of the title.
Okay.
It celebrates a man born in Austria who really made a name for himself in the 30s. And I don't know, his career leveled off in the 40s. I don't really know what happened.
Right.
But anyway, he helped Kanye write that song.
Wow.
Hail someone. Let's just say that. But there's another word.
Yeah.
There's even a word before the hail. All right.
Okay. All right.
So that is our buddy Dave Bluntz. And Vlad wants to, name check Dave because they're friends. He's friends with all the chubby rappers. So he's going to ask Dank DeMoss about Dave. Oh, yeah, I muted it like a dummy.
Dave Bluntz. I interviewed him recently. And he went on tour, but he had to stop his tour because of health reasons. He kept ending up in the hospital and so forth. I actually checked up on him the other day just to make sure he's okay. And he hit me back and said, yeah, bro, I'm good.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure,
And
you really
see that type of situation.
And by the way, I'm sure he's really good. You know, the reason why we ever showed him was that he had to perform on stage with an oxygen tank.
Right. Vlad always acts like he cares about these people so that he can have like the inside scoop when shit like this happens. That's like his mark.
What Vlad is doing is what we did with the tall people. You know, we're only doing this just to make fun of them.
Yeah.
Now,
and Tom Myers.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm a big fan. It even says on the screen that you're a fan of Tom Myers. We're both fans.
Well,
aesthetically,
I'm joking,
people could
I'm joking.
Yeah, I know.
But
present themselves how they.
But our audience is too dumb to figure that out.
That's right. We're too smart for the Dabbleverse. We established that in our previous episode.
He's okay. And he hit me back and said, yeah, bro, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good.
And you see that type of situation. Now, aesthetically, people could present themselves how they want, but health-wise, there are definitely concerns when you're heavy. You know, you told me your dad died at 39 years old.
Sure did.
That's tragic. That's really sad. My dad lived to 84. You know, I was lucky enough to have my dad longer than you.
He wasn't a fat slob like your dad.
Can you believe that he puts it that way?
I can't believe he just said that.
I had it 45 more years with my dad than you
And my
did with
dad
yours.
wasn't disgusting like you and your dad.
My dad did a sit-up once, and that was all it took for him to not be your dad.
That's
And
the
I'm
only
sure that-
way he can get these people to answer anything, by couching shit like that. Well, all he wants to say is, hey, fatty, you're going to be dead in a couple months. Your
You
thought.
know, you're somewhat sad not getting to kind of experience some of the stuff with your dad right now. Do you worry? I mean, there's, of course, the visual part, but do you worry in terms of your health? Because as you get older, your body does have a harder time dealing with weight.
What was that, Eric?
The fact that he goes, of course, there's the visual part with your body, but you do you also have health concerns that you're worried about?
We know you look disgusting, but do you
Yes,
feel disgusting inside?
We can see you have to hold on to your snatch with two hands like a goddamn watermelon. But
it's interesting choice in fruit to mention there. I don't know what that has in common with her.
like you're holding a giant sandbag. But all right. Anyway.
And when you look at people, I mean, you rarely see a 70-year-old who's overweight. Usually people who, you know, last to an older age, they're usually, you know, relatively skinny. You know, you're in a situation, you know, I'm sure you love life. Do you worry that if you don't lose weight and if you don't get an operation, that you potentially, you know, aren't going to live as long as you would like?
Vlad gets.
I do.
Oh my God, I do.
I had to pause her on the wide shot.
Yes, that's the same shot that they used to get it when they would Solo. She looks just like Jabba.
The only difference is that she ate his little rat friend, Salacious Crumb. He's not there to.
She's got to pull the chain, and you see Leia. You know, I mean. By the way, she looked great back then.
Oh my God. 1983 Carrie Fisher. No notes from me.
And my dad died at 39. He had a heart attack. He was a bigger guy.
Yeah.
So I think about that a lot. I am taking like steps to get where I want to be.
Metaphorically,
as far as right now, I don't have any like health issues, but I know that you know it's possible. It's possible for anybody to go through things with their health, but
Right, because you're 29 now. About that,
yeah,
give or take. I mean, you're young.
Can you imagine she doesn't want to say her real age? You look like that. Even if you're 32, it's okay. Like you're still very young, but more importantly, you're very fat.
He asked that serious question. I would go the other way, say, look, you don't give a fuck. I say you try to get bigger, faster. Bigger, faster, stronger, like the Bionic Man. That's what you got to do.
We can rebuild her.
Yes.
So there's a simple question. What would she think about going on Ozempic?
Wow.
my stomach was hurting, my head was hurting, but I'm not doing Ozempic anymore. I'm doing semaglutide.
Do you have any idea what that word was she said? She's
I
not
thought
doing
she said sigma glutide, which I thought Ozempic, that's a word I've heard being used, or words I've heard being used when discussing that medicine.
Yeah, I do believe it's the generic for it. She's like, I'm not taking Ozempic, I'm taking Ozempic.
All right.
I think that's what she's saying.
Is that similar?
Yeah.
Okay.
But like less side effects, but it works.
Yeah, when I was on Ozempic, I mean, I lost some weight, but I just felt constipated all the time.
Yeah.
Like for like a week.
Yeah.
And then I'd be in the bathroom all day. And then the next week I'd have to go through that whole process again. And I think the way it works is that because you feel sort of constipated and a little bit sick, you don't really want to eat.
Do you want to think about her being constipated or explosive diarrhea? I don't know which one of those is worse.
You know what? He's a horrible interviewer. He's telling us about him. No one gives a fuck about you, Vlad. Ask this fucking whale some questions, God damn it, and be brief about it, you stupid fuck.
I do want to know what he looks like. I couldn't find him, but he's talking about how he was on Ozempic. I'm like, maybe he's fatter than her. You know, I don't think so, but maybe he is.
Way too chatty. God damn it. Get to it, you dumb fuck.
Well, most of us would look at her and we'd ask the question, are you addicted to food?
No, I've never been addicted to food.
Oh, really?
I've never felt like I was addicted to food.
Never.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So why do you think that you fluctuate in weight over the years?
I don't know. A lot of times when I gain weight, I don't know that I'm gaining weight. So, I don't know.
I love when she trails off. Yeah, when I gain weight, I don't know that I'm gaining weight. So, what else? What else?
So I'm gaining weight and with the weight gain and weight gaining things.
Okay, look, there's another route to go. All right, she doesn't want to do Ozempic. She says she's not addicted to food. How about surgery?
You want to get surgery, I guess, to get your weight down. It's a gastric sleeve or a gastric bypass.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a friend, Big Boy, who's on the radio in LA. He was, I think similar to your size. And basically the doctor told him that he needs to get this gastric operation if he wants to keep living. And he got that. Now he's really skinny.
It's true. Big Boy, a local radio personality. It's very eerie. Like when Al Roker first got skinny and now, he's kind of in between again. Like he had the huge head, but he was, he was. Like
I hated him. I hated him. I was so disappointed when he looked like that. It looked horrible.
If Dank ever does that, that'll be the last time that we would have it on here. Chris in the free chat, when you go from 630 to 650, it's hardly noticeable. By the way, are we at 0 super chats a half an hour into the show?
Yeah, I think that we've had probably, because we always know.
Yeah.
I mean, we're always great. But today the jokes have been crushing.
I think so.
Absolutely. And now, I mean, from us, always. And the chat's been good too. And these cheap fucking dicks are again being the bitches that they are and giving us $0 fucking dollars. Fuck you and pay us.
Well, I agree. I don't usually agree with Eric Zane, but when he's telling you that you need to give us more money, that's when I agree. So let's, we talked about this. Well, actually, we showed this when she was on The Breakfast Club. She doesn't use the word fat. That was something that Charlemagne asked her.
You like to say the F word.
Oh, yeah. Instead of fat, she says the F word, which, I mean, there's a lot of words that we could be talking about here. She says the F word instead of fat.
She doesn't say F? Like she doesn't say fat?
She doesn't say fat. Star Chunkster, that's a very funny way to give us some money, a 99-cent super sticker.
Thank you. He goes, I overdid it.
Yeah, that's true.
That's really in denial. That's horrible.
Yeah.
What a sick idiot.
She's going to explain it.
You like to say the F word because you don't like to use the word fat. Explain why that is.
Fat, PH, fat. But I don't like to say the F word because growing up, I was always big. I was the biggest in the house. Me and my...
Yeah, I growing up, I was, fat.
And now you're fatter than fucking ever. You're huge. You're gonna die. Funky Kong has become a new member on YouTube. Thank you.
Congratulations, Funky Kong. You'll be able to get 2 bonus episodes a month and watch WATP record live on Saturdays. The great Vinny Paulino, the Creep Off channel. My name is Christian Bladt, and my breath smells like Tom Myers' sack. For $10, it absolutely does, Vinny. Thank you.
Outstanding, Vinny.
We appreciate
man.
that.
Can't wait to see you in September. God damn it.
Oh, that's right. He's not at the top of the list of people you're excited to see, though, is he?
Yeah, are you going?
No. I'm talking about Lucy. I'm not going. Yeah.
Oh, Lucy is always come on now. That's royalty.
Yeah, exactly. No, I'll see you at Hackamania 3, where everybody should pre-order with promo code BEARS. All right. Well, let's let her explain this not using the word fat.
My dad, so that F word, it was like, we don't say this in his house, because I would go home and get called fat. I mean, not go home. I would be at school. Excuse me. I would be at school and be called fat.
You should have been. Yeah.
I mixed up the places. I mixed up the place with the cafeteria that has less food than the kitchen in my house. Yeah. So yes, I conflate them sometimes, one versus the other.
And to go home and be in that same environment, that probably would have been horrible. So my parents banned that word, and my family banned the word as well. My family, like my outside family, they don't say the F word either. Well, they're we would be like PH fat, but we don't say the F word.
Yeah, okay, I was just gonna let her finish. What were you saying?
No, it's everybody. It's kids at school's duty to hammer a kid who looks like that. That's called survival of the fittest. Fuck that shit.
Adam Bush, what does Tom Myers think about Lizzo? I don't know. I would have to pay him to get his answer to that.
So Adam was in the review of Us, right?
He was, yeah.
After show 100?
He sure was, yeah.
How did he respond to Tom Myers?
Well, as I said, most people didn't enjoy it. I thought people would think it was funny, and for all the people who wrote to tell me that they did think it was funny, there are a few others with prominent spotlights on them.
No, we've been getting a lot more people over time understanding what was going on there. It's kind of like the Sopranos ending. Everybody hated it at first,
yeah,
but now they're coming like, God damn, that's good. Yeah,
WATB 100 really is the ending of the Sopranos. For all of us. And the most offensive thing that Adam Bush just put in there is that he assumed that this was Lizzo. And that's F-word-ist, because we also don't use the word fat on this show as of right now, Eric. So she compares F-word rights with another kind of F-word rights.
Well, you've actually compared weight to gay rights and so forth.
Yeah.
Explain that.
I was basically just saying, like, how it would be like a
God, get to it.
I know, it's true.
The restroom thing.
What do you mean?
Like trans women could come in our bathroom type stuff.
You notice that Vlad did have an edit there, so he tried to move this along.
Yeah, so. I noticed that hand seems to be trapped. Her right hand is trapped right in the bunt leg zone.
Oh yeah, it's been numb since 2006. Yeah. I don't think she's felt it in a very long time.
This might be the most desperately defective human ever. She can't think. She can't talk. She's dumb as fuck. And her body is that of a fucking dinosaur. Holy shit.
Well, when we first started playing this batch of clips a couple episodes ago, you did mention something about you kind of wanted to know what was going on, what it all looked like. And I have great news for you and everyone in the audience.
OnlyFans.
Oh, you still have it?
Yeah.
Do you have a lot of fans?
I got a few.
Yeah.
OnlyFans.
So she's got an OnlyFans. I do feel like he's following the rule of being a lawyer when it comes to interviewing. Never ask a question that you don't know the answer to. So he's like, oh, do you have a lot of fans? And that tells me he knows the exact number of OnlyFans she has.
Yes. Or it could be 3, because few is anything more than 2, right?
Yeah. And one of them's probably Vlad, if I had to guess. And the other one is Dwired Christian. Her kind would protest in rascal scooters. It's actually a great point. Thank you for putting money with that. Who, what, why? Having Tom on isn't bad at all. It's just what you didn't do with the opportunity. It was just bland. Agree to disagree.
That's not what Carl told me.
That's right. That's right. The sidebar chat that you had with him. No, I appreciate who. I look, everybody who shares their opinion, I appreciate it.
Oh no, that was a thrill ride, is what that was. That was like the climactic scene of Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, people were roaring with laughter. They were roaring with laughter so much that they seemed to like accidentally hit like exit on the chat or on the stream somehow and not participate. It was so weird.
Yeah. We did, by the way, we did pretty good with super chats on that episode, I think.
Yeah, we sure did. By the way, I don't think Carl's here today. I haven't seen or heard him. And it usually
he was having some flight issues yesterday.
He's traveling to the Catskills, the Poconos?
No, that's September 5th, part of Chrissy Mayer's Content House. But I know he was in Florida, but I'm sure there's a WATP today at 5 p.m. Eastern. He's here.
He's here. My man.
No, he's just like, there's nothing to talk about. I get it.
Fuck you guys are boring me. Fuck you guys are boring me. Fuck you.
I mean, that is a better Carl than Chad does, but Tukey does the best Carl, and we all know it. All right. So this is our final Dank DeMoss clip because we try to not think of her in a sexual way at all. Even the OnlyFans, it's almost more like point and gawk, like the tall people. But, well, I'm just going to let it play.
You were a lesbian at one point, and now you're heterosexual?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What made you switch?
Have you ever heard a more hesitant answer to that?
You mentioned earlier you were a lesbian at one point, and now you're heterosexual?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What made you switch and so forth?
I don't know. I just felt like it was kind of just something to do for me. I don't know if I was really attracted to women for real. It was just something to do.
What she wanted was some part of the day where she's got something in her mouth that won't make her fat. Sorry, won't make her more F word.
I'm so tempted to punch the words out of her. It's just like, I feel like, I can't feel like it was something to do. Everything is, it got fight. If it made you feel like.
You know, we've been toying with the idea of getting this show on the super tip system. One of the voices would need to be Eric Zane, Dank DeMoss. I don't want Dank's actual voice. I want what you just did. And I want that to be one of the voices. You'll have to talk for 10 minutes, though.
I do it. I just felt like it wasn't something I wanted. JFK Head Chunk sends us $2 and says, Carl is taint monitoring his channel, Zane. Thank you.
True.
It happened once. Come on. Ape Shit Media, $2. She has an OnlyFlans account. I don't know what that means, but
well, it's the dessert, only flans, I think.
What is that? I don't get it.
Isn't that what we're going for? Only flan, which is it's a dessert. It's not worth explaining.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So we appreciate that. By the way, you called people out for not super chatting, and look what happened.
They're killing it now. What a bunch of legends. Thank you so much. You guys are so amazing and shitty. Thank you for supporting us.
By the way, we have, for us, a very good number of people watching live. But because I'm not looking at the chat, I can see we've gotten over 500 comments this episode. We don't usually get that many for the entire episode. So
no, it's because this has been such an environment of jokes, and they're loving it.
I mean, look, I'm not going to disagree. I'm going to agree to agree, and let's move things over to politics.
Who are these politics? Who are these politics?
What does Larry Clark say there?
Said this show is fat, P-H-A-T. Calverton says, don't fuck it up now. And how about this one? Gerald Shepherdini says, this chat hotter than Opie's.
Yeah, but you know what we don't do is Opie does this thing where he goes through the rankings of his top 10 fans. And I pointed this out on Point to Apple Point a couple weeks ago, that I messaged him 3 times during one live stream, and I ended up number 6 on his top fans. Yeah. So I know what everybody's thinking. You guys couldn't possibly cover that terrible flood in Texas. There's nothing funny about that. And you're right. There's nothing funny about the disaster itself, especially when you have that much loss of life. But if you show me a media availability where a small town mayor talks to the media, talks to the media as if they're, you know, a bunch of slows right off the short bus, then sign me up. Because, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to present to you Joe Herring, the mayor of Kerrville, Texas.
I'm married to a retired first grade teacher. And I learned a little bit about classroom management from her. If you yell questions at us, we're probably going to pick someone else to answer, okay? So if you feel the need to yell your questions, I will feel the need to not answer your question. In first grade, they raised their hands. That might be a good start. Yesterday was a disaster, and I was embarrassed. Our town was embarrassed.
Hayseeds is drunk with power.
Do you think he should use the word disaster to describe a press conference when the footage in Kerrville, Texas is literally on the left side of the screen with him?
Yeah, he's lecturing these people. Just you know what? Do this off of the air, you asshole.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what Christian does to me all the time.
Yeah,
you should hear what this fucker says to me.
I make sure that your wife locks the padlock on the chastity belt that we make you ever since you took your pants off on the air.
Yeah,
we don't want that again.
You gotta keep it above board. This fucking idiot. Look at this guy. Jesus. Fuck.
Well, I hope you enjoyed Joe Herring because we have more.
Listen, people are yelling, and I didn't really want y'all to.
If you offer only 3 questions, then you're going to have.
And guess what? You're in Kerrville, and we're going to do it my way.
I understand that.
Morgan Chesky, please.
Mr. Mayor, records show that.
So he only calls on somebody he knows because they've raised their hand. And I love this. And look, it is annoying. We have a lot of clips of, you know, all sorts of press room stuff where people are yelling. But you have to yell out when you're not answering questions.
Yeah.
It's usually what it is.
Now, you see, now it's like that community got what it deserved after hearing this asshole.
Well, we don't usually have in-show advertising here, but we do need to pay some bills. So we're going to visit with a sponsor. Marjorie Taylor Greene has bought some time.
America is the greatest country in the world, and I fight the nasty America Last Democrats in Washington to keep it that way.
Right,
I fight against gun control.
Okay.
So she's got like some high-powered bit of weaponry here. I don't know what the fuck that is.
It's some kind of assault rifle.
Jesus
and
Christ.
she's gonna
guns on her.
Yeah, I know that guy Brian from One American News. I can only imagine what she does with that arm.
Open borders.
Whoa, she shot open borders.
The trans agenda coming for your kids and women's sports.
Yes, shoot the transgender people.
Well, just coming for the kids.
Oh, she's shooting the okay.
Reckless government.
Yeah,
she's shooting the agenda,
not the trans people,
and she's shooting women's sports. She's like shooting the Wait a minute,
well, it's the same thing. The trans agenda coming for your kids and women's sports. That's one statement.
Oh, okay. So the victim here would be the trans agenda.
The best part of this ad is that each dust cloud after she shoots is a uniquely different dust cloud and not the same one that we already saw in the commercial.
What's next?
And I blow away the reckless government spending on my Doge subcommittee.
Yep. You had to fix it, make an adjustment. Oh,
God, she's like Schwarzenegger.
I Under Joe Biden, Democrats gave away trillions to illegal aliens, the Green New Scam, and their NGO deep state friends to destroy our country.
I don't know what that is.
But America elected Donald Trump, and now I'm working by his side to make America great again. And we are fighting to protect our faith, families, and freedom.
So how's she going to do this? You know, great. She's really painting a great picture.
So in honor of America's 250th anniversary, I'm giving away my M249 saw para to one lucky American patriot.
That's the gun.
Why enter to win this gun?
So the gun she's shooting in this, you could enter to win it, and she's going to tell you why.
Holy shit.
Because in America, you can. And you'll always fight for your right to keep and bear arms.
Look at that thing.
Go to the website below and enter to win my M249 saw para.
I'm entering. I want that fucking gun.
I felt like every part of that was special for you. All right, she's going to close with this.
And join me in wishing America a happy 250th anniversary.
Yeah, in like 360 days. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So.
That's huge. That is, you know what? That is really going to appeal to the base. I thought she looked great in it. She used all the words correctly.
Yeah.
It probably took about 6 months to cut it.
I feel like that is going to respond well with our audience. I think that was some good promotion. MG8, notice me, Daddy Carl. Notice me, send Cardiff the link. I have sent Cardiff the link in the past, but he's usually very busy this time of day. Plus, he was just on our show a couple weeks ago. So that ad might just be everything that you want it to be. Associate producer Ralph, who is, of course, friends with Cardiff Electric. What time is Tom Myers scheduled to arrive?
Thank you.
Thank
you, Ralph.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Ralph. I think it's when Easy cuts a big enough check. That's how we'll get him on the show. JFK Head Chunk, we are super chatting because Carl is here. Yeah, you don't want to get in trouble, I'm sure. And obviously, if you're watching live, make sure to tune back in at 5:30 p.m. Eastern for the Wednesday show. Right here on this channel. Who, what, why? To be clear, I wasn't saying you should have Tom on just to clown him. I'm far too worried about a carry situation. So the pig and the bucket. Yes. So thank you. Who, what, why? We appreciate that. All right. So we had the Marjorie Taylor Greene ad. I don't know if this one will be as effective for our audience.
Love everything about the 4th of July.
Oh.
Friends, family, barbecue, and fireworks. And as you and your families are out there, don't forget to stay hydrated. Plezzy Hydration or Plezzy Fizz are great options with less sugar to try out this weekend. Have a great holiday weekend, everybody.
So she's telling you what you should be drinking for 4th of July.
Yeah, that's weird.
It's weird because the logo makes it look like Pez, you know, the little candy.
Yeah,
with
it does.
But it's got just an L thrown in there. So I think it's liquid Pez. What were you going to say,
I'm also
Eric?
thrown off because the top of her head looks quite bulbous to a point where it looks like her face looks like a cock. You know,
that is one of the theories.
Yeah,
about
and it sticks out wider than her lower part of her face, really throwing me off. That's a ugly woman right there. Jesus fuck.
Well, one of those words might be open for debate by the members of our chat, but I won't say which one. All right, she doesn't look natural there, but maybe, just maybe, in a friendly environment, backstage at the Jennifer Hudson show, Michelle Obama probably had the time of her life.
So honored to have you, Michelle Obama, at a happy place. Michelle Obama's walking, we can't let her go. She's a classy lady, we just love her so. We got Michelle Obama at the happy place. We got Michelle Obama at the happy place. We got Michelle Obama at the happy place. We got Michelle Obama.
Okay.
All right, that's fun. That's fun.
So you enjoyed that?
I did enjoy that. I want them to do that with Green.
Yeah, so have a little Marjorie Taylor Greene song. There's a guy in a red sweater on the left that you'll see in a moment, which is me at every middle school and high school dance I ever attended. That's me right there. And it was a little too close to home. It made me very uncomfortable to see that, Eric.
DeWired Christian sends $2 and says, I prefer Bobert fluids over the She-Hulk. So, wait, are you talking about Marjorie?
No. Lauren Boebert. Remember, she went
but he said over the She-Hulk.
No, he means. I thought he meant the former first lady. He might actually mean Marjorie.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
Answer that in the poor chat.
Joe says, you two treating Tom like a normal guy was better. And then he says this, and I can't agree with this.
By the way, I just before I'm read ahead on this tweet. Eric Zane put this on the screen. I did not put this tweet on the screen, but go ahead and read it, Eric.
Well, he wrote his opinion was you two treating Tom like a normal guy was better than unfunny Vinny and unfunny Adam, which is a horrible take. Those are two very, very funny people.
I
grilling him on why he isn't funny. So Joe did not like that.
Yeah.
And then he says, I'm not saying his appearance on WATB was good, but it was better.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, it's all a matter of opinion. Most people thought it was outstanding.
I appreciate Joe watching the show, and if they're still talking about a show he did 3 episodes ago, we must have done something right.
Right, absolutely.
As a potato friend of mine said, well, you got a reaction, and that was definitely the goal. So we've featured the former first lady, and we definitely get regular comments about suffering from TDS, Trump derangement syndrome. There are plenty of funny Democrats. And in a moment, I have an amazing video that was presented on the internet, unironically, by Congressman Hank Johnson. But you probably don't know much about Hank Johnson from Georgia.
Is that the speaker? No, that's Mike Johnson, right?
It's Mike Johnson, yeah.
Okay.
So this, about 15 years ago, this is how we all got to know Hank Johnson, those of us in the political space. He asked this question about Guam during a hearing.
Here is that the whole island will become so overly populated that it will tip over and capsize.
We don't anticipate that.
I don't know anything about Admiral Robert Willard, but the fact that he didn't just burst out laughing at the idea that the island would tip over and capsize because there's too many people on it.
Jesus.
So as cringy as that is, Guam is going to flip from Dank Demoss. Now that I would agree with. Thank you, DeWired Christian. So this is an incredibly long video. I don't know how much of it we can show, but I did make sure that we could actually play this, even though he's going to be playing a recognizable song, but it did not get flagged in my test. So
hello, ladies and gentlemen. Congressman Hank Johnson here with my Fender Stratocaster.
Okay, so
he's a blues man.
He's going to entertain us, yeah. And to hear him speak this many years later, it's a lot like your impression of Shannon Sharp, who I don't know why we haven't seen him in a while, have we?
What's interesting, though, is that's 15 years ago. He looks better now than he did then.
You're actually right. I think he
Black
does.
Don't crack. Isn't that the old adage? Black don't crack. I believe that.
I've always heard Blatt don't crack, but that may or may not be the case.
All right. No. That's Blatt is fat. That's what it is.
God damn it. Wish you weren't, right?
Just recently picked it up. Thought I would try it out.
Okay.
I hate to hurt your ears and everything, but I'm just learning to play guitar.
So when you say I hate to hurt your ears, would that be the moment where you go like, so I won't play this song that I'm about to play?
Well, unless if I was actually good. So I believe this guy probably is pretty good at this. Like a little John Lee Hooker style. He'd probably be a great blues man if he wasn't dressed like a dork.
Yeah, so he's like a ringer. He's pretending that he's not good
Correct.
at playing guitar, but he's going to impress all of us.
And it happens to be Black Music Month of...
I don't believe that was true. This was at the end of June. I don't think that's a thing.
Get to it, all right?
I'm fairly sure.
Get into it.
Yeah, I know. This guy's like me setting up a clip. That was for Carl.
2025, and so I'm compelled with a new guitar and with some thoughts about that old song, Hey Joe.
Okay.
To give some commentary on where we are now. And if y'all don't mind, I'm going to just strum a little bit.
Just a little bit, please.
Don't hold it against me.
Congressman Johnson. Yeah.
Take it back. cock.
Look, I appreciate that we have a couple of real musicians.
Keep it going. I want to hear more of this shit.
Well, I know we will in a second, but I know we have both Carl and Adam Bush, and I can only imagine how much it pains them to hear this guy like, "Oh, I've just been tooling around," and it couldn't be any more out of tune. This is going to be worth it, I bet. It's all going to be worth it, Eric.
I don't hear it.
Just wait. He's building. Okay. More of this than I thought there was.
Hey, Trump.
Oh, no.
Where you going with that gun in your hand?
He doesn't sing bad. I mean,
he doesn't sing bad, but he couldn't play guitar any worse.
And that you're right. It's so out of tune. It's probably been sitting in the corner for like 4 years with the same strings on. It's all fucked up.
My assumption is he's never seen that guitar before. And, maybe he played, like he took lessons when he was in high school or something. He's like, sure, let's dive into a little Hey Trump. And the reason why I think that YouTube didn't flag this for being copywritten music is that he's playing it so badly that it's not something we have to worry about. He's got more lyrics, though, doesn't he? I'm sure he's got something good.
Hey, Trump. Where you going with that gun in your hand?
I just want to give him one more chance to sing something else, Eric.
I'm going down the street and shoot down democracy.
Oh, fuck.
You know I want to be a king someday.
I'm going to go down the street to shoot democracy. You know I want to be a king someday.
He sounds like he put the strings like in the wrong spot, like it.
Yeah.
Maybe he did it upside down or some shit. I don't know.
I'm sure everybody enjoyed that. I couldn't believe that, they say that there's no second acts in show business, but the Guam moment was just the beginning. I'm sorry. I'm going to let you read that, Eric.
What Not Chasers goes back to our previous story, talks about Michelle Obama, says Michelle is a great cock. Thank you for that. I agree with you. Meanwhile, The Wired says much better than Stuttering John on the guitar. Wow, we could have like a jam off.
I think that might be a good idea. I wish I had that drop. That's the out of tune strum there. I'm not going to read this one. I'll let you read that.
Jerry writes, he could be in the Isotopes. Oh, no.
I'm a big fan of the Isotopes.
Media says, I guess they're not all musical.
I don't even know what that means, Ape Shit Media. What are you trying to say? What do you mean,
fucking assholes?
So on our previous episode, we did cover the release of that memo that says that there's nothing to worry about in terms of Jeffrey Epstein, disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein, which is, I think, how we have to talk about it. So this came up just yesterday, this idea that people might have some questions. And Pam Bondi, who a lot of people are immediately throwing under the bus, is asked a question, and the president steps in.
Sure. Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years. You're asking, we have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things. And are people still talking about this guy, this creep? That is unbelievable. Do you want to waste the time, and do you feel like answering?
I don't mind answering.
I mean, I can't believe you're asking a question on Epstein at a time like this, where we're having some of the greatest success and
everything's going so great.
Yeah. In Texas, it just
well, someone who's usually a very outspoken supporter of President Trump responded, Roseanne Barr, Mr. President, yes, we still care about Epstein. Is there a time to not care about child, that word, trafficking? Read the damn room.
Wow.
Yeah. So Roseanne, by the way, that avatar of Roseanne is absolutely frightening.
Yes. Yes.
I don't know what she was going for there. So obviously there are still a lot of people that are talking about it. It was like the number 2 thing trending on social media. And you go ahead and read that one.
Cyberspace Cosmonaut says, asking about Epstein in this economy?
Yeah, that's a great point. Yeah. Like, I can't believe, why would you possibly want to do that? So we featured our friend Alex Jones yesterday, who is one of the people who was absolutely beside himself with this revelation that there's nothing. I want to highlight another friend of the show, even though they don't know it, Tucker Carlson reacting.
Secret. Wait, what are you talking about? I thought we could all sleep well at night now knowing that Epstein legitimately killed himself, right?
I don't think I've ever seen Tucker laugh like that. Ever. Like, even in the old bow tie days.
What was that? Did that just come out?
You said Jeffrey Epstein committed suicide. You know a suicide when you see one, and that's what that was. He killed himself.
You weren't convinced by that?
By the way, that's this clip comes from Tucker's social media, so he put those 2 clips in there.
And who's the dude? Who's that guy?
That's a good question. I don't know. I meant to put it in my notes. That's on me.
No.
Why?
I've dug into that, and it's just so spooky. I mean, how do you charge a guy with sex trafficking when there's no end users that have been charged? Who did?
Yeah, so there's millions of dollars paid out by the Epstein estate, but apparently no victims, no list. Somebody else that we need to check in on, another regular here on the show, and I didn't have his statement on this yesterday, but Nick Fuentes is somebody that we've featured a lot on this show, and I guess I should give his full name, which is white supremacist leader, organizer, and podcaster who seeks to forge a white nationalist alternative to the mainstream GOP, Nick Fuentes. That's actually what it says on his driver's license, all of that.
Wow.
So he's had enough, Nick Fuentes has.
I'm not doing it. I won't do it. And I think the only solution is this. We need to burn our MAGA hats. I think that's a solution. That's the only language Trump will understand. He needs to be abandoned at this point. You bombed Iran. You're talking about an amnesty for illegals. And people say, well, maybe he'll do it. Maybe he won't. It doesn't. You shouldn't be talking about an amnesty. You said mass deportations. Now you're talking about we're going to let these illegals stay in our country and take our jobs.
Bring it back.
What was the point of any of it?
Come on, Nick.
And then before we can even digest that crap, now he's going to tell us there's no Epstein black book. There's no client list. The message needs to be this. We're done. We don't understand. The radical right is fucking furious. We are done. Forget the midterms. Forget 28. Fuck you. Fuck Vance. The GOP. All of it. We're not getting anything.
Wow.
Yeah, JD Vance was probably like, hey, what?
And so I still haven't found this guy to be interesting in any way other than him denying that he sucks cock.
Well, that was actually probably the best thing about him. I don't know. And, I was trading messages with our buddy Carl yesterday about this. And I did mention to him that I think that the saddest thing about this is that we now all know, every single one of us, that on August the 10th, 2019, Jeffrey Epstein was so upset, just absolutely despondent, that he had no alternative. He had to take his own life, despite the fact that there was no flight log and he was never in really any danger. So I'm going to give a moment of silence. RIP to a real one. Rest in power, Jeffrey Epstein. No, you didn't like that? Okay. I thought somebody had to say it because we're.
Fuck?
He didn't do anything. He could, if he was still alive, he'd be laughing harder than anybody else. But unfortunately, he's not.
Cyberspace cosmonaut he was just overcome by guilt.
For doing what? I don't understand.
The Wired says, I'm going to miss Blatt.
Ah, come on.
JFK says, what the fuck was that?
I'm just saying he was a real one. I mean, real bad dude. Okay. I thought that Zane might have called me out on that, but it's all right. I'll stay out.
I did, not verbally, looking at you like you're crazy, but all right.
Yeah, no. So we don't have any answers, is what it comes down to with Jeffrey Epstein. That there's no answers to be had.
That's an easy way to make it all go away. Trump has a pretty good track record of being a cleaner. He's like the wolf in Pulp Fiction. He can make shit go away.
Yeah. Well, let's move on from the dearly departed.
El Dirtbag says Kristen was so proud when that joke fell to its death out of his comedy nest.
Don't worry, I have one more egg left in my nest. I'm going to save it, though, for a little while. Yes, I was very proud of that. That's fine. Sometimes they're just for me, like this.
Who are these sports? You know what I'm saying? Who are these sports? Let's see who's playing. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know I don't know what's society.
Premium. I'm no longer allowed to watch this. I didn't think that Hank Johnson's song was that bad. So we've featured former Phillies first baseman John Kruk, who's been in one of their broadcast team for quite a while. And he had an observation that came even more out of left field than what I said 2 minutes ago. So take a look at this recent game between the Phillies and the Reds.
Good figure of speech.
Yeah, just an analogy.
Yep. 2 balls and 1 strike.
You know what the first 4 letters of analogy are, though?
Oh, you know what the first 4 letters are of analogy, though. So now Tom McCarthy, who he shares the booth with, needs to do something, just like you had to do something.
Oh, you shouldn't have said that.
I'm going to get in trouble. I was just coming off my suspension. I'm kidding. 2-1.
Yeah, they sent you to Korea.
Yeah, they sent me to Korea.
That's great, though. I think that's good.
I love that. I love that he said it. And, he probably, I don't know. Does he even get talked to at this point? I don't even know. I do tend to watch a lot of Mets games, and this came up. Keith Hernandez with an observation that probably could have stayed with his inside voice.
Whoever thought your toilet plunger would work in baseball?
I actually had to use my plunger a couple days ago.
We really don't want to hear about that, Keith.
It was very effective.
Great work by the truck. The
truck
room.
and the camera guy taking a image of the men's room in the concourse. You can see it. It's fantastic. That's great work.
Have you ever heard the expression TMI?
So apparently he took a shit so bad he had to use a plunger. We try to not just show highlights on this show for good plays. And this is a very good play, but the reason we're showing it is that Don Orsillo, who is one of the voices of the San Diego Padres after he was fired by the Red Sox a number of years ago, he just loses his shit over this. And I mean, it's a great play, but I think we'll enjoy this.
In the air to center field. Merrill going back towards the wall. He leaps and Merrill makes the catch in center field. Oh, that's Jackson Merrill and a little Merrill madness.
What'd you think of that Merrill madness? Did you see the Merrill madness there, Eric?
So he just made that up right then, right? That isn't.
I don't think that's a thing. Yeah. I don't think that he says that every time he has a good play.
Whatever.
All right. Well, there's more.
Time to catches it, brings it back. The 401 marker. In the air to deep center, and Jackson Merrill says no.
What do you think about that? Ed says no.
I don't. This sounds pretty much normal. I don't. Yeah. I'm trying to because I'd love to say something horrible about this guy, but he seems pretty normal to me. Christian, are you being a little hypercritical of this guy for some reason?
I might be. What if I told you that he is a little critical of the way the Epstein case has been handled, and he's just sad about it? Would that change anything? You don't have to answer. So this is
a joke. Is that the last joke? Is that you?
That's what I was talking about. So this is from a live TNT broadcast between the Brewers and the Dodgers. They have Brewers manager Pat Murphy on. This is live in game. A lot of times those interviews, they record them like during, between innings. This is during the game. They're talking to him. What could go wrong? Probably nothing.
Your thoughts, what you've seen so far from your flamethrower, Jacob Mizorowski. It's pretty elite stuff here as Monasterio sends one to left. Get out of here. It's deep and it's caught at the wall.
Do you hear his disappointment when it gets caught?
It's deep and it's caught. Get out of here. It's deep and it's caught.
It's just
That's awesome.
Shit.
That's that. That and baseball now will mic guys when they're on the field. They've actually done that for quite some time. While they're playing. That's like one of my favorite things whenever they do that. You'll see a guy like at second base or something like that. He's talking to the announcers during the goddamn game.
Okay, so what my favorite thing is to take what you're saying, and then while they're talking to the announcers, they make a terrible fielding error while they're being talked to. That's when I enjoy it.
I love that as well, equally.
Yeah. All right. Well, I want to spend a couple minutes here on the best kind of baseball fight between baseball broadcasters who are not athletes at all. All right. So it starts, this is about a week ago. Michael Kay, who does television for the Yankees, he also has a radio show. He's not impressed by the Toronto Blue Jays.
Blue Jays are not a first-place team. I'm sorry. If you look at the run differential, the Yankees' run differential is plus 105. The Blue Jays, after a 12-5 win, finally got into the positive yesterday. They're plus 4. Do you realize that they should be a 500 team because of a plus 4 run differential? And the Yankees should have at least 4 or 5 more wins with a plus 105 run differential.
All right, so that's some nerdy stuff, but he's saying that they're not a first place team.
So for whatever reason, it's worked out where Toronto's higher in the standings, despite nerd stat that he's talking about.
Huge nerd stat. So this next clip comes after a 4-game sweep of the Yankees by the Toronto Blue Jays. The person talking here, his name is Jamie Campbell, and the Blue Jays, I believe, as we're speaking, have a 3-game lead on the Yankees. And so Jamie Campbell responds.
There, boys, take it away. We have been asked about the broom relentlessly these last couple of days, so here it is, because we just witnessed something that has not been done in the history of the Blue Jays, sweeping all 4 from the Yankees.
Okay, so he's got the broom. It's there as a prop, and wait for it.
Here in Toronto, first time, and
Okay, so he's got the broom there for the sweep. And he's going to address the earlier comment we just played.
Can think of a certain Yankee broadcaster, in fact, who is going to have to go on his show tomorrow and admit that the Blue Jays are a first-place team because the standings prove it. Here is Kay.
Okay.
Oh, that's great. I love that.
I love that. And then, in fact, the next day, Michael Kay is at Citi Field for a Subway Series matchup with the Mets. And instead of talking about that or the Yankees being mired in a 5-13 slump, he has this message for Jamie Campbell.
Oh, here you go. It's interesting. So what I would say to Jamie is I can easily say the Blue Jays are a first-place team because I'm not a fawning fanboy. I'm a broadcaster, and the bottom line is they are, in fact, a first-place team. Also, the whole narrative has been skewed by people who misinterpret it and didn't hear everything that I said on my radio show. I was talking about the Pythagorean theorem of run differential, which would indicate that the Blue Jays should not have a record as good as they have.
There's a lot more of this. So he's over-explaining it.
He lost me at Pythagorean. I mean, at that point, you just eat shit and you move on. You fucking rectangle head-shaped asshole.
But he's going to pound his chest a little bit despite this.
In fact, I was complimenting the Blue Jays that they've exceeded the expectations that the numbers would put on them. I never said that run differential is more important than wins and losses. Of course it's not. But baseball perspective, places like that, they take the run differential and they try to figure out exactly.
But what are you really
the
trying to
record would
say,
be.
Michael?
And the Blue Jays have exceeded that with their gritty, gutty style of play. And one final thing, it's kind of funny if you think about it. Imagine, Nancy, imagine if Jack Curry was waving a broom on the Yankee postgame show. He would probably be called into the office and shortly fired after that. Now, I love Toronto. It is a cosmopolitan city. It's one of the greatest cities in the world for me. I think it's great. You're waving a broom on a postgame show. You're turning it into Mayberry RFD.
Which is, by the way, what an amazing... just cutting edge pop culture reference. It makes me feel better about the references we make on this show.
Nobody bought with this. Even Yankees fans, who are some of the worst Americans on the planet,
I agree.
Are buying what this fuckface is saying. Okay,
I'm so glad you called him that.
Fuck Babe Ruth.
Wow, the
Derek
Bambino
Jeter is a fucking queer. Fuck you. Fuck your Yankees and drop dead, asshole.
Well, he does have a parting thought. He does want to clap back specifically at Jamie Campbell.
Just don't get it. I don't understand it. You should be proud of the fact you're in first place. And one final thing. You shouldn't hang on the rim 3 minutes into the third quarter of a basketball game. Feel good about sweeping the Yankees. Feel good about winning all these games in a row. Feel good about being in first place. But to hang on the rim this early, let's hang on the rim in October. That's when you hang on the rim.
No, it's a perfect time to hang on the rim, cock, because the day before you said they weren't a first place team, and then they suddenly are. So fuck off and eat shit.
Of all the stuff that I prepared for today, I didn't think that this was the one that was going to get you the most fired up.
Oh God, I hate that. What a dick.
I want to end the sports segment with this is not on ESPN. Jeff Passan is a great baseball analyst for ESPN. He's on a podcast, so the language can be a little bit more colorful. It just made me laugh the way that he says this, though. He kind of really, it's a nice postscript on that package.
When I hear Yankees fans complain, I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Well, what about me, who had the great fortune of starting to be a Yankee fan in 2010?
Would you rather have a team that is competitive every year and might not win a championship, or a team that stinks? Would you rather be a Yankees fan
or a Pirates fan? And this is the key is the beginning of this.
Why when I hear Yankees fans complain, I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, that's really the only part that I wanted, because he's the guy who's usually on ESPN, so it made me laugh.
Those are two very unfortunate people to look at, by the way. The world does not benefit from the up-close camera shots of those two fucking squares.
Yeah, I already got rid of the clip, but you're absolutely right. Maybe we should look at these guys
look
again.
At that. Jesus, he makes my nose look like a baby's, and this dork looks like a less retarded Imholt.
I think that's a perfect way to put it. All right, well, we're going to end the show as we so often do.
WPTB, who are these broadcast history? Who are these broadcast history?
The one pun, we were thinking the same thing, apparently.
Looks like Dollar Tree, Ray DeVito, and Aaron Imholt. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's true. That one guy has like a small, like mini Imholt.
He's got like these little fucking eyebrows going. Fucking.
We just had the end of the school year, which, of course, in a simpler time, used to mean the time-honored tradition of the senior prank. This is the one from 2008. This is a high school not too far away from where I grew up. This is a prank for the ages, because the senior class did a prank, and then the junior class pranked their prank, and the results are well worth us spending a moment and saluting.
A local high school that definitely got some attention. Home video shows the shape of a giant penis on the Nyack High School football field.
Okay. I want to make sure that everybody gets to see that, so we're going to go ahead and play that again.
Prank at a local high school that definitely got some attention. Home video shows the shape of a giant penis on the Nyack High School football field. As News 12's Tim Cassidy tells us, it's actually classroom desks that were supposed to spell out something much different.
So It was supposed to spell out 2008, but the class of 2009. And I mean, those balls are huge. This is amazing.
High school football field.
And I can't show them enough. So that says something about me, probably, that I keep showing.
Yeah, and just, I mean, I don't even know if nowadays they would actually say giant penis.
They absolutely wouldn't.
They would never do that. They would just say, hey, whatever. They would think of some other way to say that.
Maybe genitals. They would have pixelated it so that we wouldn't even have that glorious penis made out of desks. So this is, I know this channel. It's a small cable, like, regional news channel. So there's probably not a lot of oversight. But let's see what kids at the school thought about this.
1,000 desks arranged to form a certain part of the male anatomy.
Which is how they would cover it now. You're absolutely right.
Right,
the fact that the anchor did actually say giant penis.
Out on the football field. It's what staff and students at Nyack High School arrived to Wednesday morning, and an amateur videographer got on tape.
Someone had come and vandalized our prank. And what was left was a giant penis in our field.
Student Tracy Tatiro says on
horny. You can tell.
Yeah, well, that actually was her nickname for the class of 2008 was Tracy Giant Penis. I won't say her last name, but that's my understanding.
Tuesday night, the seniors were at the school. With permission from the principal, they planned a senior prank. They removed the desks and used them to form a giant 2008 out in the field.
And I think that what happened here is that the class of 2009 is like, it's a really lame senior prank. I think I know what we should do with those desks.
Yes.
Go ahead.
JFK Head Junk says that chick has taken a ton of desk.
You might be right.
But during the night, all that changed.
He ran right up to the third floor of the camera. We were like, oh my gosh, like, who did this?
When staff and students arrived this morning, it was a little different view of the football field.
Assistant Principal Harry Lefevre says in a world where some senior pranks have gone horribly wrong or were even dangerous, this one was pretty harmless.
The reason why this one's good is that no one's upset about it. No kids got expelled. Nobody was like told you can't walk at graduation.
Right.
You know,
typically moms and dads will get offended and ruin everything.
Yeah.
So, whatever.
So anyway, I wanted to, take the occasion of the start of summertime to salute all of those. I am inclined to ask. Ape Shit Media wants to know, was the principal's name Harry Labia? I don't believe so. But we appreciate that. We've had about 1,000 comments today. So obviously, Eric, people like what we're doing.
Well, yeah, and this is all kind of like, it's the Myers effect. It's a springboard. When you're exposed to that much comedy, you're compelled, you're motivated. You want to live a good life in comedy, and that's what this is.
So you think that this audience is all people who discovered us when their favorite comedian Tom Myers was on this show a few weeks ago?
Yes,
and
I see a lot of new
them.
names
Okay.
I've never seen before, like Dwyer Christian. That's new. Hamilton.
Wait!
Berger,
Put that comment back up. That was a great comment. Dwyer Christian.
Uh,
Did they return the desk with the tip entering the doorway?
Yes.
Yeah.
See, those are all brand new people here in the last 102 episodes.
Yeah.
Those are all new names. Ape Shit Media, another brand new name. The One Pun, first day listening right now. Found us because of Tom Myers. We've finally gotten over the hump of mediocrity. We're taking over the world because of Tom, and we owe him a lot.
There's a little bit of a programming note. We did record this show early this week, and I'll be back on July 22nd. Easy and I are taking some vacation time, and I asked you if you wanted to do the show without me, and do you remember what you said?
I said, fuck no.
Yeah, it's literally what the text
no
was.
No way I'm doing this on this.
Yeah. But now that you hung out with Royal Oaks for like 15 minutes, it's so easy to do this show, right?
Well, no. Well, I found it to be, what was the hardest part was when I had to present during episode 100.
Yes.
Then I was like, this is a different animal. You can't think as much when you're grabbing clips and shit. I don't know how the fuck you people do this. But you do.
yeah.
You manage. You and Carl both. What the fuck? I can't do that.
Well, I always have to commend Carl because he does it in a way that is much less lazy than what I do. I need to have less button pushes. So with that in mind, I bet people thought we forgot. We're going to have one last video. And to get to it, we need this.
WATV, who are these bears? Who are these bears?
Now, obviously, you and I are both about to take some trips over the next couple of weeks. And for me, the worst part is packing. If only we had somebody to help us pack our suitcases.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
It's O.J. Simpson.
He's got it in his mouth, the suitcase. This bear.
It's a ratty looking bear. Look at that dump.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's actually the nice part of town for the lady who had her laundry catch on fire in our previous episode.
I thought it was Camp Mystic, like 1 minute before the flood.
Well, thank you for making it so that what I said earlier isn't the worst comment someone made on the show. I'm just going to have to say, Eric, I don't even know what that means, what you just said. So I appreciate that. So we appreciate everybody who watched with us. Eric, Zane, if people want more of you, where do they go to do that?
Well, they don't, but I do a Twitch show every day. It starts at 10 a.m. Eastern, Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. on Friday, and it sucks. It's at twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live. The audio from that becomes the podcast, and it's available everywhere.
JFK Head Chunk does observe that TSA bears can't be trusted. And Chris does have the question, they store the luggage out in the yard. That is a little strange, isn't it? Apeshit Media, I don't know that I'm going to stand for anti-bear talk on this program. You're saying they always steal things. And the one pun, waiting for meth bear, imagine catching a bear stealing your copper wire. So we appreciate that. I want to make sure that we got to all the super chats today, because it does happen on occasion that it mostly happens to Hamilton Burger. And it looks like I've seen all these ones that we played.
Right.
And I do think Vinny is still the big ticket item for today, right?
He got the ball rolling, and God bless Vinny Paulino for that.
Yeah, and you know what? Because he gave us $10, make sure to go to thecreepoff.com and vote for Vinny.
I didn't see Carl giving any. Fuck no.
No, I mean, he didn't give us any money. But that's all right. So yeah, make sure you do that. Thank you. My personal podcast, the Blackcast, BLADTCAST, our 650th episode is a review of the new James Gunn Superman movie. Is it as woke as some people would have you think? We'll find out.
The dog?
Yeah, Crypto the dog is in that movie a lot, actually.
Fuck.
I don't know. You're a dog person. Don't knock it.
What the fuck, man?
So people can check that out. And of course, the show that I make money off of is 100 Songs That Define Heavy Metal, hosted by Brian Slagle, the CEO of Metal Blade Records. Our guest on our next episode is Chris Jericho, talking about the Iron Maiden song Wicker Man.
Isn't that the wrestler who killed his family?
No, that's Chris Benoit. Chris Jericho is very successful. He's a musician. Fozzy, yes, exactly. And he has an 80s Kiss cover band called Quarantine with a K.
Oh, that sounds horrible.
Well, if you don't like true music, like Let's Put the X in Sex and You Make Me (parentheses) rock hard, then you'd be right. But I think that you're wrong. In any case, I'll be back live Tuesday, July 22nd, 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific. Was going to be with our buddy Eric Nagel, and then he realized that's his wife's birthday.
Okay.
He told me like a month ago, and then he's like, whoops. So I appreciate him letting me know now. So we'll see who I'm here with, not Tom Myers. But that is all the time we have for now. As always, this is Christian Bladt reminding you that every mic is a hot mic. And my name is Christian Bladt, and my breath smells like Tom Myers' sack.